I'm here to talk about design work that I did in middle school and some sculpture. We started out by doing preliminary sketches, and they developed a design that they wanted to work with. And this design needed to have 25 spaces, and with that they applied different color schemes. It would be analogous colors, complementary, split complementary, and they really learned how to mix paint, create a variety of colors. We had warm and cool, red, yellow, and blue, and from that they developed all their ranges of color. It was important that they made a commitment and work all these projects with that one design. So they spent time developing it and then following through. And you could really see by the end of the class they really learned to manipulate the paint in a much more satisfying way. Then they developed this, developing their color schemes, they applied them to these painting projects. And these were still life. And you can see the beautiful job they did with the warm, and now this is cool colors. And this was a still life that they set up. Different groups set up different still lifes throughout the room and worked on them. This is a few linoleum prints that they developed, working on patterns and trying to create dark and light areas, which is pushing them. We tend to think in terms of lines rather than shapes. And these are posters that were in support of the Latin curriculum. They were studying mythology, and these were posters that were probably about 2.5 feet high. Especially like this model, really great job. And the next group is a work that they had read Ulysses, and they were working on developing a cyclops. And these cyclopses were just out of paper. They could use glue and they could use tape, but it couldn't be seen. So they were so inventive as the way they decided to build up space. So the rubrics require them to be, I think, 2 inches high, and to have ears, a nose, and a mouth, and some kind of hair. They did a wonderful job. Very inventive, and they were getting ideas off of each other, working in a really positive, creative way. It was wonderful to see them this problem through, and it didn't happen in a day. The next project, these were little ceramic pieces that I often had students do. They had a model that they would get the proportions of the legs were this big, the arms were this big, the trunk was this big, and then once they had that, they would fold them or arrange them in a really pleasing way. The next group is it is a project that they had to think about figures in relationship to each other, and this was aluminum foil and plaster gauze. Guys around the car, and the next one is kayak rescue, and I love the way they invented water using aluminum foil that was tinted.